Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another conversation regarding a beautiful woman by the name of Alicia Lofton, who unfortunately was unalived by a man that she recently married who goes by the name of Marcus Lofton. Okay, there are some details surrounding this. I did find some things on social media. I want to get into that, and then we're going to get into some news articles that's hopefully able to shed additional light on what happened, and just the details about their background. And we'll talk about all of that. But first thing, the things that I do know is that Alicia Lofton was a mom of three children, and from my understanding, all of her children are older. I am glad to know that they're not as young, like younger kids. But either way, it is a sad story for anybody to lose their mom, because I just feel like you need your parents, forever. No matter how old you are, you're going to always need your parents. And I hate that these children were robbed of their parents because of a F-boy, in so many words, okay? A monster, okay? I really hate this happened to them. I believe one of her kids is in college, finishing up her last year. She has another child that's going to be graduating from high school. And then the middle child, I'm not sure. I believe they're in college, but not necessarily sure. But again, we are going to talk about that. But for you guys, I want to make sure that I show an image of Alicia. And this is the said man to have murdered her, okay? This was her husband. All right. Details are saying that they got married back in February of this year, had a few issues, and like in May, and then it resulted in her death at a later time, which was August of this year. Okay. So let's kind of get into some of the details of what people are saying here. Now, I did come across a few things over on Facebook, and this is what I'm seeing, right? Someone says they got married in February of 2023. His wife found out he was having an affair with a man. She filed for divorce. Yesterday, he met her and they argued. He took his wife's gun out of her drawer and laughed at her. He thought she was dead, but when he got into the room, he caught her climbing out the window and drained the charger on her. This is so sad. So it sounds like he may have shot her. And then once he realized she wasn't dead, he shot at her more. That's just crazy to me. And what's even more sad is the fact that this young lady had her gun for her own protection and wasn't even able to use it because he got to it before she could. Let's go ahead and get into more details of what they're saying. They're saying that before her page got took down, she stated in their, I guess there happens to be a Grand Rapids Facebook group that's called Whose Man Is This? All right. They said in this page or in this group is where he was exposed. Everyone that put the gay part to it, they're saying is from this area. All right. And they're familiar with that page. Okay. Someone else responded and said she went live about it before removing her page. All right. Now, I'm also learning that she wasn't the one that removed her page. He actually removed the page. So who knows? I hate that we don't have that evidence. I'm not sure if the page was completely deleted or if the page was just simply deactivated. All right. Hopefully they're able to even recover it. Since this, crime took place, hopefully, they're able to get some type of details from Facebook. Okay. More on the story. All right. This was another status that I learned from on Facebook. This person says wife found out her husband was into men and he took her life. All right. Now, this happened on August 17th. They're saying police were called to the area of Adams Street and Union Avenue in Grand Rapids, Michigan, about reports of gunshots. And when they arrived, they found a woman deceased next to a house with several gunshot wounds to her head and body. The victim was identified as Alicia Lofton, and her husband, Marcus Lofton, was quickly named as a suspect when he was located walking not too far from the area of the murder. So not you just unalive this woman and then you just over there walking. It makes me think that he may have made sure that she was not alive before he got to walking. Right? That's what I'm thinking. I wouldn't be surprised if he stood over her body to make sure that she was dead before he got to walking. They said he was taken in to be questioned when he gave his version of what happened. All right. Now, what his version is, this person is alleging on the day of the murder, August 17th, Marcus claims he went to the home around 8 a.m. when him and his wife started to argue. While exchanging heated words, Marcus says he went to Alicia's drawer and pulled her gun out, attempting to hit her with it, but she ran into the bedroom, locking the door behind her. He then forced the door open, and when he saw Alicia trying to escape out the window, he shot her multiple times, killing her. He is being held with no bond and charged with open murder and felony firearm. Okay. Now, this is what people are believing the real version is. They're saying that Alicia discovered and had proof that her husband was sleeping with a man, so he took it upon himself to take her life. An order of protection was put in place in May after he was arrested for a domestic violence case against Alicia. The day before the murder, on August 16th, Alicia served her soon-to-be ex-husband with divorce papers and informed him she was selling the house to get away and move on with her life. Take a look at the pictures so you see the image people call relationship goals. The world assumes everything is good because of the way a person dresses or smiles. Just because they look happy on social media doesn't mean it's not a wreck behind closed doors. And I know that is right. Condolences to Alicia's family and her loved ones. Okay, so that is what the people are saying, and that, that's just what they're saying. But it seems like there are some additional reports out here. All right, so let me go ahead and let's see which article I actually want to get into. All right, I guess I'll get into the People article. I have a few. I feel like with a few of the articles that I do have, there might be information in one article that another one may not have. So we'll go into more than one article. We'll check out a news story and go from there. So let's go ahead and do that here. All right. So they're saying Michigan man charged with allegedly shooting and killing his wife one day after she filed for a divorce. All right. So this is him. He does have a mugshot at this time, which we are glad to see. They're saying a Michigan man was charged in connection with the killing of his wife one day after she filed for a divorce, citing court documents. All right. They're saying the outlets report that Marcus Lofton, who's 42, of Grand Rapids, allegedly admitted to shooting his wife, Alicia Lofton, multiple times on August 17th, the day before she reportedly filed for divorce and 6 months after they were married in February. All right. They're saying that MLive reported that Alicia was found dead outside her home after responding to a report of shots fired. Marcus was arrested later that day. Now they're saying police said Marcus allegedly told them that he and Alicia had gotten into an argument in the morning of the shooting, and he pulled her gun out of a drawer in order to hit her with it. The gun went off and she locked herself in a bedroom. Lofton, so I believe when the gun went off, and he's saying the gun went off, I feel like he shot her at that moment. She was able to run, get into a bedroom, lock herself out, try to escape. That's when he unloaded the clip. Now they're saying Lofton allegedly admitted to police that he broke down the bedroom door, saw Alicia trying to escape through a window, and opened fire. That is just horrible, girl. I just can't. They're saying Marcus had been arrested for alleged domestic violence against Alicia in May. Marcus is charged with murder and felony firearm. They're saying that the prosecutor has denied his bond. Thank God. He pled not guilty to both charges and is set for a probable cause conference on August 29th. Girl, what? Did this motherfucker really file or plead not guilty to murder and felony firearm? Are you crazy? After you allegedly admitted that this is what you did, and then now you sitting over here saying that you're not guilty of killing her. Ooh, I can't take it. All right. They're saying their mother was tragically taken from us on, so there is a GoFundMe that is up. There is a GoFundMe that is up at this particular time. Let me see if this is the same GoFundMe that I have. Yes, it is. All right. And it looks like this GoFundMe is posted by, I believe, Alicia's brother. He's saying, hello, everyone. We are from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I have created this on behalf of my nieces and nephew. Their mother was tragically taken from us on August 17th. And with my niece's permission, I wanted to help them in any way possible. Money will not bring, it says money nor words will not bring back their mother, but I want to help relieve them any way we can with any expenses they may come about. All right. He says the oldest niece is in her last year of college. The nephew will be starting college soon, and the youngest is in high school. He says I can't put a dollar amount on it, so I just chose an amount. Anything helps rather than $1. Rather, it's $1 or $100. The community and village has spoken, and now I'm creating a way for everyone who wants to contribute. So please, let's make this go viral, just like this tragic story has, because these children need us. All right. So the goal is to reach 20,000. Right now, he's at 991. Okay, $9,105. All right. So this is, I had to go and check the Instagram of his to be clear, to just make sure this a real person and stuff. And he actually is in an interview, speaking on behalf of his family. So I do believe that this GoFundMe is indeed legit. And I'm sure because it's over on People Magazine, they have also verified it to confirm that it is indeed an authentic GoFundMe, because we know how people be out here trying to scam, but this one does not appear to be as such. So anybody that wants to donate, you'll be able to do so. I'll try to leave the link for you guys down below. All right. And there was something else I wanted to see about with this article, because I did hear that he was already a convicted felon, and that's what I was trying to find here. Let's see, is this the article where they say, okay, ex-con facing domestic violence against newlywed wife, fatally shoots her a day after she files divorce. Now they're saying he was already a convicted felon, so he already has some stuff on him, is what it seems like. And then you commit this domestic violence crime against her in May, and y'all weren't supposed to be. But this happens all the time when the cops say don't, or the judge says don't be in contact with your wife or your husband. They still go and do whatever it is they want to do and still be in contact, thinking nothing's going to happen to them. And this is the result. But let's go ahead and keep going. Of course, they're saying a convicted felon barred from having contact with his newlywed wife in a domestic violence case is accused of fatally shooting her as she tried to flee through a window of their Michigan home a day after she filed for a divorce. Now, he's 42. They said that Alicia was 38 years of age. Okay. They're saying, let's go back. They're saying Marcus faces an open murder charge and firearm violations in the death of Alicia Lofton. They're saying he has convictions for firearms and drugs that go back to 2000. All right. The year 2000. All right. They said that he is currently being held in jail without bail. Thank God. All right. He is set to appear in court on September 5th. So that's going to be coming up. They said an affidavit obtained by Fox 17 outlines the allegations and his alleged statements to police, in which he allegedly admits to shooting her after an argument. All right. Let's see if there's anything else. The victim was found on the ground just north of the house with numerous fatal gunshot wounds to the head and body. So see, this is where it's also confusing. So when she was getting shot those many times and she got out of the home, those many times as she was trying to get out of the window, my question is this. Did she suffer any shots as she was exiting the window of a bedroom? And was she able to run and then she collapsed? Or did she get out of the home and he ran her down and fired those shots, unloaded the clip on her outside? Because that's what I'm starting to wonder. They're saying the victim was found on the ground just north of the house. So she wasn't even in the house. So she had to have made it out. Even though she was getting through this window, she had to have made it out. All right. They're saying numerous fatal gunshot wounds to the head and body. Girl, I feel like if somebody's trying to get out of a window and you're firing, I don't think you're that great of an aim, to me. All right. If you're not an expert at shooting guns. So I just feel like he probably would have missed some of that. Right. But if she was found outside on the ground, it makes me think numerous shots to the head and body. I feel like he could have been either not far from her, shooting at her head and her stomach, and her body, or standing over her, is what I'm wondering. But they said a neighbor told police he heard arguing before the gunshots and saw a black male leave in a maroon SUV. Marcus Lofton was quickly identified and arrested. He drove a similar vehicle and had earlier DV incidences. Okay. What else are they saying? They said at the police station, he allegedly told investigators she had served him divorce papers a day earlier and was selling the house. Period. You ain't worth a damn. and you couldn't take it. During an argument, he grabbed her Glock pistol from a drawer and said he tried to hit her with it when it went off. I don't believe that he tried to hit her with it when it went off. I think that he shot her with it. Now, when she went into a bedroom and locked the door, he allegedly told investigators he forced it open and shot her numerous times as she was climbing out of the window. Marcus stated he shot Alicia numerous times before he fled in his maroon SUV. So that leads me to believe once we get here, I have to go back to my original thought, which is you may have been shooting at her as she was escaping, but you didn't hit her. You realized she wasn't dead, whatever the case was. You didn't hit her like you wanted to. And once you got outside was when you really started to lay into her. Pow, 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 pow is what you did outside. That's crazy. They said it was unclear Tuesday whether he had an attorney. The couple married in February. In May, he was arrested for domestic violence. One of the conditions of his release on bond was that he had no contact with his wife. She has 3 adult children. We already went into those details. And her brother did do an interview. So I'm going to scoot over there so that we could check out the interview that the brother did.
Family is sharing their grief tonight after a Grand Rapids mother was shot and killed last week.
According to court records, the suspect is in custody. It's the man she was trying to divorce. Our Julie Dunmeyer joins us with more. Julie.
Yeah, Josh and Max, family tells me it's hard for them to even hear Alicia Lofton's full name because she shares the same last name with the man who allegedly shot and killed her. Loved ones saying their main focus right now is on the 3 children she leaves behind.
Loving, outgoing, high-spirited, give you the clothes off her back, loved her kids, loved life.
This is Alicia Lofton, pictured here with her 3 children.
My oldest niece is graduating college next year, and her mom's not going to be there. She's going to be looking in the crowd to see her mom. It's going to suck that my nephew isn't going to Grand Valley for his first year, and he's looking for his mom to be there. It's going to suck for my youngest niece in high school who's not going to have her mom to pick out her prom dress.
And Alicia's loss will be felt long after she's gone, says Faustino Garcia, the family spokesperson.
Terrible, very terrible. Growing up, Alicia was like a sister to me.
A sister, now gone. Court records say on August 17th, Alicia was killed by multiple gunshot wounds to her head and body. Alicia's husband, Marcus Lofton, now in jail, charged with open murder for her death.
These kids have lost their mother, they lost their matriarch, they lost somebody that cared for them, and that's where I want the light shed on more, as not being shed on that guy.
Court records give Fox 17 a better idea about the final moments of Alicia's life. Marcus allegedly told officers he'd been served divorce papers, and an argument followed. During the argument, Marcus told officers he tried to hit Alicia with her own Glock, but the gun went off. Next, Alicia reportedly locks herself in a bedroom. Marcus told officers he broke down the door, found Alicia crawling out of the bedroom window before he opened fire.
Definitely a tragic loss because of the tragic story behind it as well.
According to court records, Marcus and Alicia are said to have had a history of domestic violence during their time as a married couple. The two were married in February, but just a few months later in May, Marcus was arrested for domestic violence, accused of harming Alicia. Court records say he wasn't supposed to have contact with Alicia, a condition of his bond from the May arrest. Family saying the hardest hit by all of this are Alicia's 3 children.
To find out that your mother was tragically murdered. My oldest niece is 22. My nephew is 19, and then her youngest daughter is 14. So they're handling it as best as they can.
Family hoping this tragedy shines a light on domestic violence in the loved ones left behind.
We shed some light on, domestic violence, I know it's tough for a lot of women to speak out, but just speak out on it.
Meanwhile, a GoFundMe has been set up to help support Alicia's children during this time. Her oldest daughter is set to graduate from Western this year. Her middle son is starting out at Grand Valley this fall, and her youngest daughter is heading back to high school soon. Live in the newsroom, Julie Dunmeyer.
That is just some sad stuff there, y'all. That is just really, I hate it. So it seems like this guy was a close friend of Alicia's, but not necessarily her brother. As he said, she was like a sister to him. I do have a question. I would like to know, how long was Alicia dating this guy before they got married? And I do wonder whether or not the signs were there. I feel like there were some signs there of him being obviously abusive, but a lot of women overlook those signs of abuse, and, they hope for the best and they move forward into furthering the relationship, whether it's engagement, marriage, having kids, or whatever the case is. I hate that. I also believe that with women seeing the signs of abuse or experiencing the abuse itself, I feel like they definitely see signs of their men being gay. I do. I think that a lot of women are aware that their men are gay, but they often may be like, it's probably not even. I think there's a little something in the back of their heads that think that. Absolutely. And she may have needed the proof, and she received the proof that she needed. And she was doing what a lot of women would do when they are not interested in a man that is bisexual or a man that is gay. I've heard a lot of gay people say there is no such thing as a bisexual man. I don't know. But I've definitely heard a lot of them say that. So whether he was gay or bi or whatever, she wasn't interested. And I think it would be great if you guys would live in your truth and tell the people what's really going on, so women can decide whether or not they want to deal with you or not. Because there are some women that are okay with that, whereas there are a ton that are not. It's really just that simple. And it doesn't have to end up to where you end up unaliving her. Like, you don't have to, I guess, necessarily come out. If you want to live a down low life and that's something you want to do that. However, don't involve somebody else in your bullshit. And when you out here living foul and you out here doing wrong, and that person calls you out or exposes you or whatever the case is, then you want to turn around and unalive them. But high key, she really didn't expose you. She put out whatever somebody else had already done, which was expose you. And in all honesty, if you wanted to kill anyone, you should have killed yourself. Especially if you ain't want the word to get out to whatever it is you was doing. Obviously, you were comfortable with said an individual in whatever video that was exposed of you, filming you all in whatever manner. You were okay with that. So obviously that between you and that person had to have leaked something in order for it to get out on the worldwide net. But yet you choose to take your anger out on this woman and take this woman away from her children. Listen, I do not want him to get life, and this may sound real bad, girl, but it's being understood that he is facing life in prison from my understanding. But no, I want him to get the death penalty. Girl, an eye for an eye. Eye for an eye. For him in particular, with this particular situation, and my thoughts may change based case by case, situation by situation, but for this particular situation, I want him to get the death penalty, because I feel like he shot at that girl inside. He may have hit her a few times once she got outside. I definitely believe he intentionally clip. I mean, obviously he intentionally did it when he grabbed the gun to begin with. However, all right, once he got her outside, I feel like that's when he really unloaded the clip before he left. Okay. Was there anything else that I wanted to point out? They're saying court document, man served divorce papers day before wife. I believe they said court documents are shedding new light on a deadly shooting in Grand Rapids, which investigators believe was the result of a domestic violence. Listen, I have to also call out the system. The justice system. I feel like y'all got to do a better job when women are out here telling you that they are being violated. Okay, not having a contact is not enough. Y'all might have to go the extra mile to screen the contact to make sure no contact is being had or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to do a better job, because there's too many of these cases where women are taking men to court for domestic violence. Y'all do this simple thing where it's like, you can't have any contact, no contact. And then what happens? Later on, months later, weeks later, these women are unalived. Like, and y'all already know how this goes. Y'all see how it goes. Y'all see how it plays out. Y'all know these women are unalived. And y'all are not trying to change anything. Like, I can't. Let's see if there's anything else they were mentioning. They said the document goes on to say that Marcus Lofton said he and his wife argued that Thursday morning, and he grabbed her pistol from a drawer, tried to hit her with it. He said it went off. He told police she went into another room, locked the door. When he forced it open, she was climbing out the window. According to the documents, he said that's when he shot her several times. Either way, he is admitting that he did this. I don't want his charges to be lessened by, or his verdict to be lessened, his result, his sentencing to be lessened by any means, because he admitted that this is what he did and he's likely going to plead guilty. Sentence this man to death. Now, I don't know what the rule is out there in Michigan. They may not be doing any death penalties or anything. It might be just life in prison, but because he is what they're alleging, a man that is into other men, I feel like, girl, he gonna be having the time of his life in prison. High key. He's going to be able to be free to live whoever the hell, to be whoever the hell it is he wants to be, that he couldn't be on the outside. He going to be okay to do that on the inside. And I feel like that's still a bit of pleasure. And I feel like that's also, I feel like that's a reward as well. So no, you don't get to live the rest of your life in prison. She don't get to live the rest of her life with her kids, so you can't live the rest of yours in prison amongst the men. It's like, absolutely not. So I would like him to be clapped out. And I also think that they should, some of these people that might be up for death row or whatever the case is, girl, y'all need to be expediting it. I don't know why y'all be sitting over here having these people up here for many a years. But anyway, let's see what else they're saying. They said Kenton County prosecutor said domestic violence is the short list of crimes his office sees every day. Okay, I'm sure it is. Y'all office see this stuff. Your office prosecutor sees this every day, yet y'all are not changing anything to save women from being unalived. Okay, Haney. All right. Well, listen, that is all that I have. Sending condolences out to her family. I hate this happened. Y'all men got to be a bit more careful, and people in general, I don't understand why y'all just don't walk away. Just leave to fight another day, leave to live another day. When you take one life, you really taking two. Depending on who all involved, you could be taking 3, 4, or 5. But in this case, you took your life and you also took her life. And it's a very sad situation. So that's all that I have. I wanted to bring this story to you guys because it's so messed up that this man unalived her because he is the one that's gay, wanted to live on the down low. And unfortunately, you got exposed. Now, let me say this before I go. I don't really like when people expose other folks, though. I'll be honest. I don't think anybody has a right to expose somebody's sexuality. I think they should do it, right? However, I do feel slightly different that you are involving this woman in your lifestyle that she obviously is not okay with. I don't like that because then you're labeled as something else. You're a liar. You're a deceiver. You're a conniver. You're manipulative. You have all of these different things about your character now that we just don't trust. And it makes me kind of be glad that you were exposed because you out here being a fraud. Marrying this lady in February, then assaulting her in May, and then killing her in August. Like, you were a whole ass fraud. But I do believe that she could have possibly saw the signs, but was very hopeful. And here, this is where we are. I just really hate that for her. I hate it so much. And I truly hate it for her children. It's really sad, y'all. But that's all I got. You guys leave your thoughts and comments down below regarding this situation. I'm Jamie. That's me. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.